Om Sadashivasamārambhām Shankaracharya-madhyamām Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartribhyo Vamsha Rishibhyo Namo Gurubhyaha. So we were in the fourth Brahmanam of the fourth chapter, and we were looking at the verses which are being quoted by Yajnavalkya. So in praise of the knowledge itself, Jnana Marga and Jnana itself, the path of knowledge and knowledge. So those are all the different verses we are seeing now. In this context, we already saw the 10th Kandika here, which is Andhantamah Pravishanti Ye Vidyam Upasate Tato Bhuya Ivate Tamo Yau Vidyayayam Rathaha. Now this is actually there in Ishavasya Upanishad also, the 9th verse in the Ishavasya. There it comes in a different context actually, because there karma alone, if you do, ninda is done. Upasana alone, you do, ninda is done. And then they say that you do both together, you get a better result and all that. Okay. In that context, there it comes. Here, there is no samuchaya of karma and upasana and all that. That's not the context or the topic. Here, the jnana is being praised. So here also what we have to understand is this karma, upasana, or even in general knowledge of the Veda, correct here? Because Bhashyakara says Vidya here, actually in the Ishavasya Bhashya, Bhashyakara has taken Vidya as Devata Jnanam and all that, correct? Or the Upasana and Devatas. But here he is simply saying all the three Vedas, correct? Trayam Eva Vidyayam Karmarthayam. So those who study the three Vedas and only understand it as mandating activities, correct? Doing karma. Those people who do not accept the Upanishad teachings, in general, he has put it like that because here it is with reference to karma and upasana against jnanam, atma jnanam. And atma jnana is praised here. That's what we have to understand. It doesn't mean that one should not do karma or upasana. Because the ninda also, where it is done, for what purpose it is done, we have to understand. In fact, in Tamil Nadu, there are all these Dravidian people, correct? So they are always trying to look at belittling the Veda in some way or the other. So there is one Tirukural is there. It is a Tamil text, very famous. So there, sometimes the comparison is done, correct? Like not eating meat is better than doing some Vaidika karma. Like that, let us say some comparison is there. Then they will say that you have now see the Vaidika karma itself has been ninda has been done of that. Okay, it has been denigrated. That is how our culture should be and all that. But here, what we have to understand is, if you want to praise something, with what will you compare it? That is the important thing we have to understand. Correct? See, if you want to praise somebody, you will say that he is better than somebody who is best in some field, correct? Like that only we will say, correct? You will not say, see, if you want to say that he is a good batsman, correct? In cricket, somebody is a good batsman. Currently, whoever is batting, a new sensation has come. So if you say he is even better than Sachin Tendulkar or Virat Kohli, that doesn't mean that Virat Kohli is a bad batsman, correct? In fact, you are even comparing only because Sachin and Virat are very good players. You won't say that he is better than Glenn McGrath or somebody who is a tailender. That way you cannot compare and do prashamsa, correct? So if you are doing ninda of something for doing prashansa of something, correct? To praise something, you are showing something as lesser, means that lesser thing also should be something very good. Then only it is really a praise of the thing with which you are actually comparing it, correct? So that's what I want to point out. So here, what we have to understand is, even though the karma and upasana, ninda is done, it is only for praising Atma Vidya. They have their own place. And so that also we have to understand. Okay, continuing here, the next verse. Anandana mate loka andhena tamasavృతాః तांस्ते प्रेत्याभिगच्छन्ति avidvamso budho janaः. Okay. So ananda namate lokaha andhena tamasa vritaha. So andhena tamasa avritaha, those who are covered by blinding darkness, which is ignorance, and they attain to what? In fact, why being ignorant is a problem? Because even there it was said that andan tamaha pravishanti tato bhuya ivate tamaha and all that, correct? So those who enter blinding darkness are even worse than that. So entering into darkness means basically being ignorant. Now, why ignorance is a problem? In fact, many people say ignorance is bliss, correct? So, in fact, total ignorance is bliss, like in deep sleep. But the problem is here it is not total ignorance also, but ignorance is there. And this ignorance will lead to dukkha. That is why it is a problem, correct? So, ananda namate loka, here loka means body only we have to take. Okay, loka here is really, you take up a body, that is your loka. And so you enter means you again and again you are born, you are going to take up new bodies, experience different things, and all that is only suffering really, because you are covered by this ignorance. Okay. And in fact, that is what is said here. Tamste pretya abhigachanti. Means even after giving up one body, correct? Because you are still an ajnani, death is not a release. Understand that. So even after death, again where do you reach? Abhigachanti means you again reach where, means you are still ignorant only, correct? You are avidvamsaha, abudaha only. And again two words have been used here, avidvamsaha, abudaha. In fact, both can mean the same thing. Avidvan means an ignorant person, and abudaha also is said. So Bhashyakara in fact makes a, he has to give some meaning, correct? So avidvan means in general common people who are ignorant. But abudaha means even though he may be a pandita in some other area and all that, correct? Those who are considered to be intellectual elite and things like that, but still they are ignorant of this self knowledge. They are also same. Whether you are a normal common folk, common person who is ignorant of all these things, or those who are supposedly knowledgeable in other areas, panditam manyamanaha, it is said even in the other Upanishad. So those who consider themselves as panditas, or those who are considered to be panditas by others, even those people, all these people are really avidvan only. They are again going into ignorance only. From ignorance, again they are continuing in another body. So that is the problem here. So in these two, 10 and 11, the karma, upasana and ignorance itself is, the ninda is done. And in that process, Atma Vidya is the one which will give you Ananta Ananda, correct? This is Ananda, that is Ananda. That is the difference. So here let us see the Bhashya. Yedite adarshana lakshanam tamaha pravishanti ko doshaha iti uchyate. So if you enter this adarshana lakshanam means basically not knowing, ignorance only. You enter into a darkness which is ignorance. What is the problem? Bhashyakara himself asked. What is the problem? if you are ignorant and you take up another body as an ignorant person, means anandaha, ananandaha, sukhaha, namate lokaha. Means that is because you are now going to suffer. You are going to have a body and you are going to experience things which are not pleasant, which are dukkha, in fact, asukhaha. And here lokaha, like I said, you should take it as that you are going to take a body. Here lokaha should be taken as different bodies which you may take because you are ignorant. And tena andhena adarshana lakshanena tamasa avritaha vyaptaha. So those who are covered by this blinding darkness, which is ignorance, they are going to take up bodies in which they are going to experience all this suffering. Tasya ajnana tamasaha gocharaha te tasya ajnana tamasaha gocharaha tan te pretya mritva abhigachanti abhiyanti. So these people, they are entering or reaching this ajnana tamas, this darkness of ignorance. And again, after dying also, correct? Tan pretya, that body, whatever you gained, even after giving up that body, where do you go? Okay. So, even after giving that body, you have to take up another body. And how will you be? Is it going to give you any relief? You attained one body, you are ignorant, you are doing karma, you have gained some karma phala, whether good or bad. Again you die, again you take up another body. So how do you end up? Means you are still ignorant only, correct? So mritva abhigachanti abhiganti ke ye avidvamsaha kim samanyena avidvatta matrena. Okay, those who are avidvans, they go from one body to another. Okay, these people. So who are the people who gain again another body? Means Bhashyakara says K. He asked the question, and then those who are ignorant. Again, this avidvamsaha, first it is said, means those who are in general normal people. Avidvatta matrena means they are ignorant in general. Okay, they are common folk. They are not very knowledgeable people, let us say. But not only such people. That's why it is again saying abudaha janaha. Okay, only the ones who are common people who are ignorant? No, that's what he is saying. Kim samanyena avidvatta matrena, he is questioning. So only those people, common people who are ignorant, are what? Means no, there are others also. Who are they? Abudaha. So here abuddha, buddha dhatu it is. In fact, Bhashyakara is giving a grammatical point. Budehe avagamanarthasya dhatoho kvip pratyayantasya rupam. So this kvip pratyaya in Sanskrita is a very interesting pratyaya. It comes in the meaning of the one who is doing the karma. Correct? Even the Upanishad itself is kvip pratyayanta. The word Upanishad. Okay. So here similarly, Buddha. Buddha is the dhatu. And in fact, the word, then you put the one who does not know is Abuddha. Okay. Abuddha, Abudhau, Abudaha, like that. That is, it is plural actually here, Abudaha. So it comes in that meaning. Means those who do not know. In general, they know so many other things because they are Buddha, but this Atma Vidya, they do not know particularly. Okay, so even though they may be knowledgeable in other areas, they are still Abuddha. Why? Because Atma Avagama Varjitaha Ityarthaha, Bhashyakara says, even though they may be considered as intellectual and all that, but they are still Abuddha because they don't have Atma Vidya, they don't know themselves. And Janaha means actually there is another reading. Here Prakritaha is there. Prakritaha also is there in some texts. Prakrita is a better reading, I think, because Prakritaha means you can connect it with the previous. Those who are only doing karma, or those who are doing karma and upasana, or those who are only committed to the ritualistic portion of the Veda and not considering the Upanishad as a pramana, such people, prakritaha janaha. Janaha here means those who have been already discussed in the previous verse. Or Bhashyakara is, or prakritaha, if you take, means janaha who are prakritaha. Prakritaha again means common people, normal people, ordinary people. Okay, prakrita means he is not Samskrita. Prakrita, Samskrita, that is the difference. Correct? Civilized, cultured, and all that. Prakritaha means ordinary people, not that cultured and all that, let us say. Or the other meaning he gives, Janana Dharmanaha va ityetat. Means the Janaha means those who take up birth. Like that also we can give meaning, Bhashyakara says. So Janana Dharmanaha, also Janaha. So these two verses now we have seen already. It is about Jnana Prashamsa and Ajnana Ninda. Now again the Jnana Phala is being talked about. It is a very beautiful verse. Atmanam chet vijaniyat ayamasmiti purushaha kimichan kasya kamaya chariramanu sanjvaret. In fact, some of you may have studied Panchadashi. So this is the first verse in the Tripti Deepaha. Okay, seventh chapter of Panchadashi. So this is one of my favorite verses, in fact, because our Pujya Swamiji taught us the Panchadashi 7th chapter completely. It's a very big chapter, more than, I think it is around 270 verses or something are there. But very beautiful Panchadashi chapter. In fact, that entire chapter is supposed to be a commentary on this verse. So this is the first verse Vidyaranya gives, the same. He quotes it there as the first verse, and then he talks about the Tripti of a Jivan Mukta and all that. That's how the whole thing, that is called, that's why it's called Tripti Deepaha. Okay. So this verse is about the satisfaction which one derives by knowing oneself. Correct? Atmanam chet vijaniya. If you know this Atma, chet, suppose you know this Atma, also you can say. Why it is said like this? Because not everybody knows one's Atma. Correct? By saying suppose you know this Atma, means it is pointing out that it is not something ordinary. It is not something easy. So even though you enter into all these dark areas, different bodies, different lokas, etc., you are covered by ignorance. Somehow you manage to know this Atma. Correct? Suppose you know this Atma, then what happens? And how do you know also? In what way you are knowing this Atma means I am Asmiti Purushaha. So I am here means I am Paramatma only. So you know this Atma as Jagat Karanam Brahma. Okay, as the Atma of all. Correct? You become the Atma of all, and that is the Purushaha is Purushaha only. So this person knows oneself as this Brahman, this Jagat Karanam Brahma, Paramatma. So once you have known like that, then is there anything else for you to do? Means, what will I know? Desire. Kimichan. Because there is nothing else to desire. There is no other thing other than me. Everything is in myself. I am the self of all. So what is there to desire? There is nothing other than myself to desire. There is no other object to be desired. That means I am not a wanting person anymore. I don't look upon myself as a wanting person. I am Purnaha. I am complete, whole. I don't lack anything. That is the vision. So what do I have to desire now? I don't have anything else to desire. In fact, there is nothing other than me. There is nothing to desire. And also what? Kasya kamaya. And for whose sake will I desire? neither for myself, nor do I see anybody else other than myself. I don't have to desire for anybody else also. And in fact, only if you desire something, you have to do something, correct? And how do you do means you have to do with the body, mind, sense complex only, you have to do something. And if you do something with your physical body and also the Sukshma Sharira, correct? All that, there is always suffering. And the worst part is the body's suffering is taken as one's own suffering also, correct? So only if you have a desire, if you have something to be desired and you have to desire it for the sake of somebody, these two things, if they are there only, you are going to do something through your body. And in the process, you identify yourself with the body also. That is the problem, correct? That is why here Upanishad is beautifully using the word anusanjvaret. It doesn't say you are directly suffering. You are suffering following your body or along with your body. Because the body suffers while doing something, it has to make all the effort. And along with the body, since you identify yourself with the body, mind, sense complex, you also suffer. Correct? Anusanjvaret. Sanjvaret means you are suffering. So that is the meaning here. So that means basically you don't have any suffering. You cross all shoka. Atmavit tarati shokam. Correct? So there is nothing to be desired and there is nobody for whom, for the sake of whom you can desire something. Therefore, why will you put in any effort, okay, and suffer along with the body? That is the meaning of this particular verse. So Bhashyakara, let us see. Atmanam swam param sarva prani manishitajnam hritstham ashanayadi dharmatitam chet yadi vijaniyat sahasreshu kaschit. So Bhashyakara says sahasreshu kaschit. That's why, because it is chet is there. Suppose you know. So suppose you know means what does it really mean? It means that 1 in 1,000 only knows this Atma. Okay. In fact, in the Gita also it is there, correct? Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti sarvashaha. Like that. I think it is in the 7th chapter. So Manushyanam sahasreshu. In fact, only 1 among 1,000 even makes an effort to know, study the Shastra. And even amongst those who study the Shastra, only few again they know this Atma. So that is what here, whether suppose somebody knows this Atma 1 in 1,000, and how does he know? Atmanam here, Swam Param means not only oneself. So you don't know yourself as somebody who is embodied in a particular body alone. That's not the vision here. What is the vision? How have you known yourself? Swam Param Sarva Prani Manishitagnyam means you know yourself as the one who is lighting up all the beings' mind and their desires, etc. Correct? Manishitagnyam means uh, this the whatever is happening in the minds of different beings, all that you know. You are the consciousness which is lighting up all that. You are the drashta. Because nanyad atosti drashta and all it is said even before, correct? There is no other drashta other than this Atma. This Atma is the Sarva Bhuta Antaratma, correct? It is the Atma of all the beings. So you know yourself like that. You are the Atma of all the pranis, all the beings. You are the one who is lighting up their minds and whatever is happening in their mind, correct? All their desires, etc. So you are the one who is knowing that. Hridstham, one who is also, Hrid here is Buddhi. So you are the one who is lighting up the Buddhi of all the beings also. And that Atma again what? Ashanaya, the Dharma Tita means Asamsari Atma. Because Samsaritvam itself means what? Hunger and thirst. Hunger and thirst defines Samsaritvam, correct? I am subjected to hunger. I am subjected to thirst. That itself is good enough. But here what? You know yourself as the one who transcends all these things. You are not subjected to any hunger, you are not subjected to any thirst, etc. Ashanayadi, dharmatitam. So you do not have any quality of being hungry or being thirsty, etc. That's how you know yourself. So if you know yourself like this, correct? Chet yadi vijaniya sahasreshu kaschit, among the thousand knows like this, then what? Bhashyakara again, chediti atma vidyayaha durlabhatvam darshayati. So the ched word, why is it used? To show that this atma vidya is not easy to gain. It is durlabha. So that is being shown by the word ched. And how? Okay, how do you know yourself? I am para atma. So I am asmi iti purushaha is there here. So that is what is I am. I am here means para atma, paramatma or Brahman. Sarva prani pratyaya sakshi, the one who is the sakshi of all the beings. Whatever is happening in the sukshma sharira of each and every being, the one who is the sakshi there, and also one who is revealed as neti neti. Yaha neti neti ityadi uktaha. Because one who can never be objectified. Correct? Who is of the very nature of the subject. Therefore, you can only point it out as neti, 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 not this, not this, because it can never be known as this. It can never be objectified. Neither the mind nor the words can objectify because it is yourself. So yaha neti neti ityadi uktaha yasmat na anyaha asti drashta shrota manta vijnata. So other than this atma, there is no other seer, hearer, thinker, knower, etc. Okay. So this Atma alone is shining in each and every Sukshma Sharira, in each and every mind, Buddhi, etc. And Samaha, one who is there equally everywhere. Correct? Samas Sarveshu Bhuteshu. Correct? Like that, even in the Gita, the Samatvam is very important. So for the Jnani, everybody is Sama because Jnani is the Atma of everybody. Correct? So Shunichaiva Shvapakecha Pandita Samadarshinaha. Like this also in the Gita it is there. So Panditaha are Samadarshinaha. So Samaha Sarva Bhutastaha Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swabhavaha. So one who is there in all the beings and one who is eternal, free of space-time. Shuddha. Shuddha again in the context of Atma is what? It's not that you become you are dirty and you have become pure now. Shuddha here means one who can never become dirty. Correct? One who can never be tainted. That is the Shuddhatvam. And Buddha means again Jnana Swarupa and one who is ever free, always free. Again, Mukta also means that. It is not that you are really bound and then you became free. You are always free. Freedom is your very nature. Correct? Mukta Swabhavaha. That is your nature. Asmi, Bhavami. So I am Asmiti. Purushaha is there. Asmi means I am the one like this. I am. In fact, I am also that I is not there here. Aham Asmi is not there. Just I am Asmi is there. Correct? This am. Okay. So I am this, which is the Sarva, Prani, Sakshi, etc. So this Purushaha. So once this Purushaha is there, Purushaha is Purushaha. Okay, it is Vedic usage. And that Purusha, Saha, Kim Ichan, what will he desire? Okay. Tat Swarupa Vyatiriktam Anyad Vastu Phalabhutam Kimichan. So other than his own Swarupa, his very nature, there is nothing else, correct? Anyad Vastu, Atiriktam Anyad Vastu is not there, which is in the form of something you can desire, correct? Phalabhutam, which can be an object of your desire. There is nothing like that. Therefore, Kimichan, what will he desire? There is nothing to desire. And also kasya va anyasya atmanaha vitiriktasya kamaya prayojanaya, and also for whom? There is nobody else other than you, correct? So anyasya, other than you, atmanaha vyatiriktasya, other than oneself, for the sake of that person you desire, let us say, means there is nobody else, neither for yourself nor for the sake of anybody else you can desire anything. So there is nothing to desire, and nobody is also there for the sake of whom you can desire. Nahi tasya atmanaha yeshtavyam phalam. So for such a person who has known this Atma, so he cannot desire anything for the sake of himself, correct? Atmanaha yeshtavyam phalam na. For that person it is not there. Tasya. Also what? Nachapi atmanaha anyaha asti. There is nobody else other than this person for the sake of whom he can desire, correct? Yasya kamaya ichchati. Why? So why he cannot desire for the sake of anybody else also? Because sarvasya atma bhutatva. Because he is the atma of everybody. So there is nobody other than oneself for the sake of whom you can desire, and you can't desire for yourself also, because whatever you want to desire also is you only. There is nothing other than you. Therefore, ataha kimichan kasya kamaya sharira manusanjvaret bhramshet. Bhramshet means basically like decaying and all that. It comes in that meaning sometimes. So Brahmsha, Apabhramsha and all, even we say, correct, in terms of the language. When the language is distorted and it becomes different, that is called Apabhramsha. So means basically, why will you put your body uh, into some activity and suffer, correct? So Brahmshet Sharira Upadhikrita Dukkham Anudukhi Syat. So the Sharira Upadhi, whenever you go after something you desire, means you are putting it into some dukkha only, correct? You suffer, and you suffer along with that after that, correct? Following the suffering of your body, you also suffer. Why? Because you have an identity with that body, but that will not be there for this jnani. So sharira tapam anutapyeta. So you will not have any sharira tapa. Neither will you will take that I am suffering, nor will you mind the body is suffering and all that. So it is not possible. And it is possible for whom? Bhashyakara no. Anatma darshinaha hi tad vyatirikta vastu antara ipsoho mama idam syat putrasya idam bharyaya idam ityevam ईहमानः पुनः पुनः जनन मरण प्रबंध रूढ़ः शरीर रोगम अनुरुज्यते. So only the one who is anatmadarshi, means one who sees something other than himself, means then dvaita. Yatra dvaitam eva pashyati. Then what? Then you have something other than yourself. Tad vyatirikta vastu antara ipsoho, means one who desires something other than oneself because he is seeing objects other than oneself. Then you can desire how mama idam syat, I want this for myself, or I want this for my children, or I want this for my wife, like this, for all these people, for my family, for my country, like that it keeps on going bigger and bigger. So ityevam ihamanaha, in this manner, the one who desires, what happens to him? Punah punaha janana marana prabandha rudha. So he is going in a merry-go-round. Okay. Prabandha means an infinite series. You can take it. So basically, you are in a vicious circle. You are you are going round and round. Again and again, you are taking birth, etc. And also after taking birth what? Sharira rogam anurujyate, and all the problems of the body becomes your problem. All the disease of the body means you take yourself that I am ill, I am diseased, like that. You take this is for the anatmadarshi. But for the Sarvatmadarshi, so Sarvatmadarshinastu tad asambhavaha ityetadaha, but this is not possible for the one who sees everything as one's own self. Sarvatmadarshinastu tad asambhavaha, it is not possible. That is what is said here by asking this question. It is an akshepartha, correct? Kimichan kasya kamaya sharira manusanjare. Means this person cannot have any sharira or anusanjvara. Okay, continuing. Yasya anuvittaha pratibuddhaha atma asmin sandehye gahane pravishtaha स विश्वकृत स हि सर्वस्य कर्ता तस्य लोकः सौ लोक एव यस्य अनुवित्तः प्रतिबुद्धः means anuvittaha, the word already we have seen, correct? Means one who has gained, not only gained the knowledge, but the jnana phalam you have gained. Okay, you have attained the result of that knowledge also you are enjoying. Such a person. So for that person, means pratibuddhaha means what? You have known this directly. Sakshat kritaha, Bhashyakara will say. So one, you have gained this knowledge directly, and you have also gained the phala, jnana phala, such a person. But then, how did he gain? How was he before he gained this knowledge? Means, asmin sandehye gahane pravishtaha. Means you entered this body, which is what sandehye means. Sandehe. Sandeha here comes in the meaning of danger, risk and all that. The body is a very risky place. If you enter the body and take it as yourself, then it is a very dangerous, risky place because you suffer with the body. And also it is gahana. Okay. It is, it is very, uh, it is very, not very clear or very dense place where it is not easy having viveka. Once you have identification with the body mind sense complex, it is not very easy to have discriminatory knowledge. That is why it is like getting into a forest and then you are lost, correct? So it is a dangerous place and it is also a very confusing place, let us say, correct? It can put you in delusion. Okay. Such a place you have entered, but whoever has entered there, who is he really? He's Vishwakrita. So whoever is the jiva, the individual, and one who you think is only limited to a body mind sense complex, that person is really the Vishwakrita, the one who has created this entire universe. Okay, the creator of the entire universe only has entered as the individual also and is available in the buddhi as the conscious being to be recognized. So Saha Vishwakrita, Saha Saha hi Sarvasya Karta. That person is the one who has created everything. Okay, if you had any doubts, Upanishad is repeating that. Vishwakrita Sahi Sarvasya Karta Tasya Lokaha. So here Lokaha means this Atma only. So all that is here is this person's Atma, Tasya Lokaha. And also Sau Loka Eva means he is the self of all. All that is here is also his self, or it is in his self, and he is the self of all. Like this, the Upanishad is again pointing out the jnana drishti only. That means other than you, there is nobody else is there, means that is why there is no way you can have any fear or any desire. There is no any kama or even any bhaya is not possible. Abhayam pratishtam indate and all we say, correct? So how can you have abhaya means there is nobody else other than you. There is no bhaya karana. Na bibeti utaschaneti. Like that even the Taittiriya Upanishad says. That is because there is nobody else other than you. So this is the again jnana drishti. So let us see the bhashya here. Kincha yasya brahmanasya anuvittaha anulabdhaha pratibuddhaha sakshat kritaha. So the one, this brahmana, for whom what he has gained, the jnana phalam, along with the jnana, correct? You have gained the jnanam and the jnana phala. That is why the anu is there. Okay. Along with the knowledge, you have gained the results of that knowledge also you are enjoying. And such a person, how did he gain this? means aham asmi param brahma ityevam atmatvena avagataha. So you know yourself as this param brahma. This inner self is nothing but this param brahma. Like that, in that manner, you have attained this knowledge. But that atma itself is what? Atma asmin sandehe aneka anartha sankata upachaye. So this atma, where is this atma? It is there in this dangerous place where aneka, numerous undesirable things are all there. Okay, and also dangerous. Sankata means risky and dangerous things are all collected here in this body only. Is said like that. Sandehe dahane vishame aneka shata sahasra viveka vijnana pratipakshe vishame. So in this gahana means the place where you have all these hindrances, because it can create a certain delusion, correct? Aneka shata, he says, many hundreds of shata sahasra also. Okay. 100,000s, many 100,000s of all these hindrances, obstacles are there, correct? Viveka Vijnana Pratipaksha is there. Means that which is opposing your discriminatory knowledge. For that, so many obstacles are there. You have entered, Pravishtaha, you have entered there, which is this body itself. Okay. So, that's what he is saying. Saha yasya brahmanasya anuvittaha pratibodhena ityarthaha. So, even after entering there, because of this knowledge, you have gained this jnana phalam. That is the idea here. So, even though you are in this body, and again, this body is all this, the identification with the body is a dangerous thing and it creates delusion and all that. It is not very easy to gain this Viveka Jnanam, but this Brahmana has gained that, even though being in that body. Again, it shows the difficulty. And also in that manner, it is praising, because that is what is really something to be achieved, correct? The most difficult is the one we want to really achieve. So that is being pointed out here. And that person who has entered into this body and gained this jnanam, who is that person? Saha Vishwakriti Vishwasya Karta. So he is the creator of the entire universe. Vishwasya Karta. How can he be Vishwakarta? Okay, Katam Vishwakritvam Tasya Kim Vishwakrititi Nama Iti Ashankyaha. So why is he known as Vishwakarta or Vishwakrit? Is it just a name which is given to this person, or really he is the one who has created everything? Means he is really the one who has created everything. So there is a doubt. Okay, why is he known as Vishwakrit? Is it some name simply you are given, or it is for some purpose like upasana or praising him and all that? Means no. Sahi Yasmat. He here is Yasmat. Okay, because he is really the Karta of everybody, everything. Okay. So he here comes in the meaning of Yasmat, because Sarvasya Karta na nama matram Bhashyakara. It is not just a name you have given. Okay, it is really, he is the Karta of everything. Also what? Na kevalam Vishwakriti paraprayuktaha san. Okay, sometimes you can do something being impelled by somebody else also, correct? So here, have you done this because that somebody else made you do this, etc.? Means no, it is not like that. Because you are the self of all and everything is in yourself, correct? So that's what. Na kevalam Vishwakriti paraprayuktaha san kim tarhi tasya lokaha sarvaha. So it is not that you have been impelled by some other force or something else and then you became this Vishwakrit and all that. No, there is nothing other than you really. But it is what? Kim tarhi tasya lokaha sarvaha. So everybody is your loka. So kim anyaha lokaha anyaha so iti uchyate. Okay, here lokaha means we have to take it as loka shabdena atma uchyate. Bhashyakara is saying here. So basically, Tasya lokaha sarvaha means everybody is his self. And also, but what about his self? Does he have any other separate self or anything? Anyaha means no. Sau lokaha eva. He is the self of all. All of them are in himself. So it is, there is nothing other than him. That is what is pointed out. And here loka shabdena atma uchyate. The self is pointed out by the loka shabda. So finally, what is the meaning here? Tasya sarva atma. Sacha sarvasya atma ityarthaha. Okay. So his self itself is everything, and everything is in his self. Sa esha brahmanena प्रत्येगात्मा प्रतिबुद्धतया अनुवित्तः आत्मा अनर्थ संकटे गहने प्रविष्टः स न संसारी किंतु पर एव. So why is it being said? Because whatever this Brahmana knows about his inner self, correct? Brahmanena pratyegatma pratibuddhataya anuvittaha. So having known sakshat kritam, this Atma which is known directly, and also you have gained the result of this knowledge, that Atma is the one who entered into all this body, correct? Anartha sankate gahane pravishtaha. But still what? Even though you think this Atma is samsari, when you are doing vyavahara with the identity placed on the body mind sense complex, but in reality that Atma is what? Paramatma only. Jivatma is nothing other than the Paramatma. So sana samsari kintu para eva. The Atma which is wrongly identified with the body mind sense complex also, that Atma is not a samsari. It is Paramatma only. Yasmat Vishwasya Karta Sarvasya Atma Tasya cha Sarva Atma, because he is the one who is the creator of this entire universe, and he is the Atma of all, and all of them are his Atma. Tasya cha Sarva Atma means, what does it mean really? Eka eva dvitiyaha paraha eva asmi iti anusandhatavyaha iti shlokarthaha. So why this shloka is there? Again, this shloka can be taken for doing nididhyasanam also. Bhashyakara is pointing out that. That means there is only eka eva advitiyaha paramatma alone is there. There is only one paramatma which is ekam eva advitiyam, and that atma is myself. Okay, para eva asmi iti anusandhatavyaha. You can do anusandhana, means you can do nididhyasanam on this shloka, that I am the atma of all, and all beings are there in me only. I am in all the beings, and all the beings are in me. I am the self of all the beings. All self are all beings are myself. Like this Sarvatma Bhava is the one. It is the Jnana Drishti, in fact. So that Sarvatma Bhava alone one has to be established in. That is the Jnana Drishti, and that's what you have to do Nididhyasana and gain this Jnana Nishta. Okay, now another point. Ihaiva santaha atha vidmaha tadvayam nached avedihi mahati vinashtihi ye tadviduhu amritaste bhavanti atha itare dukkhameva piyanti. Okay, further this jnana, about this jnana. Okay, so ihaiva santaha, being in this body mind sense complex, whatever janma you are having, correct, in this loka only. Atha vidmaha means atha here again comes in the meaning of, like, suppose you know, correct? Atha vidmaha. So somebody knows while being in this body mind sense complex only, while living only, you gain this knowledge. Okay, Ata Vidmaha Tad Vayam. What kind of knowledge? We are this Brahman alone. That Brahman Tat Vayam. Okay, we are this Brahman alone. Like that, you know means then you become what? You become Kritarthaha. Means you are Krita Kritya. You have achieved all that is to be achieved. There is nothing more to be achieved for you. You have known yourself as this Brahman. But if you do not know that, Nache, if you do not know, then who are you? You become Avedihi. Avedihi means one who does not know, ignorant person. You will be an ignorant person. Okay, if you are an ignorant person, what? So what means what? Mahati vinashtihi. What is the loss? The loss is infinite loss, in fact, correct? It is Mahati vinashtihi. So this comes in a different manner. Iha ched avedid atha satyamasti nached iha vedin mahati vinashtihi comes in the Kena Upanishad also. In the another Upanishad, similar verses there. So here also, if you don't know this self, you may accomplish anything else, but still the loss is infinite. It is a great loss, Mahati. And also why it is a loss? Because again and again you have to now take birth, death, etc. So it is really a nasha only. It is a loss, it is a destruction, and that destruction will keep going on and on and on forever. That is why it is Mahati Vinashtihi. The same thing is again reiterated here. Ye tad viduhu amritaha te. So those who know this Brahman, they become immortal. Amritaha, they become free of space-time itself. They do not have any restriction with reference to space or time. They transcend space-time objects, everything. So they are amritaha. Amritaha te bhavanti. But what about others? Atha itare. Okay, the others who do not know this Brahman as oneself, they what? They only attain dukkha, suffering, dukkha meva piyanti. They only gain this dukkha. So here also we'll see the Bhashya quickly. Kimcha ihaiva aneka anartha sankule santaha bhavantaha ajnana dirgha nidra mohitaha santaha. So here means basically in your body, when you are doing vyavahara, Bhashyakara is saying it is aneka anartha sankule. He is saying a lot of undesirable things are there here, correct? That's what he is pointing out. Being such a person who is in ajnana dirgha nidra, means a long time you are sleeping in ignorance, he says. Anadi mayaya suptaha. Like that, even in the Mandukya Karika also, Gaudapada says, Anadi mayaya suptaha yada jiva prabudhyate ajam anidram aswapnam advaitam buddhyate tada. Like that, there is a verse there. Like that, here you are sleeping because for so many janmas you have been in ignorance. But being such a person, katanchidiva Brahma Tattvam Atmatvena Atha Vidmaha Vijani Maha, somehow, again, katanchidiva, somehow, this Brahma Tattvam, you know this Brahma Tattva as oneself, Atmatvena. So, Atha Vidmaha Vijani Maha, if we know this, then what? Tad etad Brahma Prakritam, and what is this Brahman which is under discussion, correct? Brahma Vidya only is under discussion. Brahman alone is being talked about here. That Brahman, if you know, then what? Aho vayam kritartaha iti abhiprayaha. Then what? This is great that we are the ones who have achieved everything that is to be achieved. We have become kritarthaha. Whatever is to be desired, all that you have already gained. That is the meaning here. That is the opinion of the Shastra. And yad etad brahma vijani maha tat na chet viditavantaha vayam. Okay, whatever Brahman that we knew or we know, suppose you do not know that. Tad nachet viditavantaha vayam. If we did not know that, then what? Again, Vedanam, Vedaha, Vedaha asya asti iti Vedi. Okay. So Bhashyakara is giving the vigraha for the word Avedihi. Avedihi here. So first he is saying Vedi, Vedi eva Vedihi. So Vedi is only really, it has become Vedihi, na Vedihi, Avedihi. Means one who is ignorant, one who does not know. So you become an ignorant person. Tataha am Avedihi syam. Yadi Avedihi syam, ko doshaha syat. If I am ignorant, what is the dosha? What is the problem? Means Mahati, Ananta Parimana, Janma Maranadi Lakshana, Vinashtihi, Vinashanam. So it is great loss, infinite loss. Ananta Parimana, Bhashyakar also says. Mahati means it is infinite. Okay. And what kind of loss? You are again and again you will be born and you have to die, etc. It is characterized by infinite cycle of birth and death. And that is why it is Mahati Vinashtihi. So therefore what? Aho Vayam Asman Mahataha Vinashat Nirmuktaha. So that means what? No, once we know this, what? We are free from this great loss. We have avoided this great loss. That is a thing to be celebrated. Yet Advayam Brahma Viditavantaha Ityartaha. So the ones who have known this Advayam Brahma, this non-dual Brahman as oneself, we have avoided this infinite loss. That is the great thing. Yatacha Vayam Brahma Viditva Asmad Vinashanad Vipramuktat Vipramuktaha Evam Ye Tadviduhu Amritaste Bhavanti. So how we, having known this Brahman, we have become free from this great loss. In the same manner, what? Anybody else also who knows. Ye Tadviduhu Amritaha Te Bhavanti. They also become immortal. Amritaha. And those who do not know. Ye Punaha Na Evam Brahma Viduhu Te Itare Brahma Vidbhyaha Anye Abrahmavidaha ityarthaha. So those who are other than this Brahmavids, those who do not know this Brahman, what happens to them? Dukkham eva, janma maranadi lakshanam eva, apiyanti pratipadyante. So they gain only this dukkha, which is in the form of repeated births and deaths, which is characterized by taking birth and dying again and again. So they attain that. Na kadachitapi avidisham tato vinivrittihi ityarthaha. So, without knowledge, those who are ignorant, for them there is no release. There is no freedom. They will always be stuck in this vicious cycle. Means dukkha mevahite atmatvena upagachanti. So they gain dukkha only in the form of oneself because you identify yourself with the body mind sense complex. Means all the sufferings and problems of that will become your problem. So you gain that only. So there are some more verses praising this jnanam. We'll continue that in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
धन्यवाद.
Thank you.